Weather Watchers, I'm the host for South Carolina Weather, Jesse Peterson. Let's talk about the weather for your Saturday evening. Now, looking at the radar right now, we do have some strong storms just to the north and east, just to the south and east of Dillon, and we also do have some flooding going on up here just to the east of Lancaster, South Carolina, as well. Also up here near Orangeburg, Barnwell, we do have some precipitation over there, maybe causing some flooding, and over here even inside of the Dorchester, Colleton County, Berkeley County region, we don't have any rain, but still a lot of flooded roadways out there. And just to the south of Barnwell, we do have some showers and storms down just to the south as well. So still a lot of flooded roadways out there for some people, and that has caused a bunch of people to not be able to get home. Not some people not being able to leave their homes as well. But here is our current radar. Live radar right now shows pretty much flooding going on, or flooding rains falling right now for North Carolina, South Carolina, and parts of Georgia. Florida getting their daily dose of rain. Even up here inside of Montana, Washington, Idaho, we also do have our rain up there. We do have some severe storms in Arizona and some flooding going on inside of Utah. Maybe some rainfall inside of Wyoming and Colorado as well. Even up here inside of Canada, we do have some rain all the way up inside of Canada and maybe even inside the Great Lakes region. Let's move on and let's talk about our current cloud cover. Current cloud cover right now shows cloud cover for Columbia, Florence, as well as portions of Augusta, as well as Savannah, Charleston, Myrtle Beach, and the upstate is doing actually very well in terms of no cloud cover right now for either one of those areas. And in terms of our cloud cover total percentage, as we move this forward as well, you can see that cloud cover will continue to try and break up a little bit, and then it will turn to a little line segment as we go later tonight. And as we go into tomorrow morning, again, just scattered cloud cover throughout most of South Carolina. And then as we move to tomorrow afternoon, cloud cover kind of stays confined to the coast. Here is our current temperature: 79 in Columbia, 82 in Charleston, 82 in Beaufort, 82 in Myrtle Beach, 80 inside of Rock Hill, 82 inside of Greenville, 84 in Anderson, 80 inside of Augusta, Sumter, and Florence as well. Here's our low temperatures for today: around 76 in Columbia, 80 in Charleston, 78 in Hilton Head Island, 77 in Myrtle Beach, 73 in Kingstree, 75 in Sumter, 71 in Spartanburg, Rock Hill, 73 Greenville, 72 inside of Greenville, 71 inside of Spartanburg, Rock Hill, 73 Anderson, in places like that. Here's our forecast precipitation for the next 24 or so hours. Around a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch possible for Columbia, maybe even a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch for Charleston, quarter of an inch to a half an inch for Moncks Corner, half an inch to an inch for Georgetown, tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch for Myrtle Beach, and then a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch maybe for the Greenville, Spartanburg, Rock Hill regions, Anderson as well, quarter of an inch to a half an inch for Aiken. And that's pretty much our rain totals, pretty much for the entire state. But if you look at the SPC outlook as well, you can go to tonight. Tonight, still do have that TSDM. Any storms or any type of showers that form does have the potential to turn into a thunderstorm. Here is tomorrow's outlook. Tomorrow, pretty much not different at all. Same thing, thunderstorms possible for the entire state. And even as we go into Monday, as well. Monday, the entire state has a chance of receiving thunderstorms. If some showers do move over your area or start to develop, they can turn into thunderstorms. As we go into tonight, we do have a slight risk of excessive rainfall that goes from the Great PD regions or the PD regions of South Carolina down into the low country of South Carolina, southern Midlands of South Carolina, just south of Columbia, and a marginal risk that goes all the way from the Georgetown region, the coastal regions of Georgetown, through the entire low country up towards Augusta, over towards Columbia, just to the south of Rock Hill. In terms of tomorrow, we do have a slight risk of excessive rainfall: Savannah, Charleston, North Charleston, Mount Pleasant, on the entire PD, the entire low country, the entire most, if not all, of the Midlands of South Carolina. And then we also do have a marginal risk just for minor flooding that goes all the way up to the upstate of South Carolina. And then as you move into Monday, we do have another marginal risk of excessive rainfall. That just includes some minor flooding just to the south and east of Greenville. Nothing for Tuesday and nothing for Wednesday. So we're done in terms of that. Here's our Atlantic tropical cyclones and disturbances as well. But before we talk about this, let's go on and let's talk about just the future real quick. So here's the models. We're going to go to the HRRR, and then we're going to go to the 18Z. As we move to around 9 o'clock, you can start to see that showers and storms popping up inside the upstate. Honestly, I don't know if that's quite true. Again, this is last updated at 3 o'clock. So, you might get some showers and storms up there inside the upstate. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens. But as we go into the early morning hours tomorrow, maybe the chance for some shower storms near Rock Hill. And then those are going to push out, and then we'll see some more thunderstorm development as we get to around 3, 4 o'clock tomorrow. Low country of South Carolina all the way over towards the southern Midlands, maybe even over towards the PD region of South Carolina as well. As we go into around 8, 9 o'clock, more showers and storms. Maybe some of them could even be strong as we get to around 9 o'clock p.m. for portions of the Greenville, Spartanburg region, even over into the Winsboro, Newberry, Hartsville, and Florence region of South Carolina as well. Down even just near Beaufort as well, we can technically see some storms as we go through tomorrow night. And as we go into Monday morning, not really much. This is what 2 o'clock could look like. Nothing showing right now. So now that's it in terms of the near future. Let's talk about the tropics now. Here is the tropics. This was updated at 7:23. You can see near the Lesser Antilles, Invest 98. Showers and thunderstorm activity is showing some signs of organization in association with a tropical wave located roughly midway between the Cabo Verde Islands and the Lesser Antilles. Environmental conditions appear conducive for gradual development of the system during the next few days, while it moves westward to northwestward at 15 to 20 miles an hour across the central tropical Atlantic. A tropical depression is likely to form by the early to middle part of next week, while the system approaches and then moves over the Lesser Antilles, and interest there should monitor the progress of the system. Then the system is forecast to move generally west-northwestward and could approach portions of the Greater Antilles by the middle to latter portion of next week. 48% or a 50% chance of forming in the next 48 hours, and a 90% chance. I think that's the highest that they go. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if one has hit 100 before. I may be wrong. But 90, that's like the highest of the high. This will most likely form next week. It's expected that this will form next week and probably become a tropical storm, maybe even a hurricane, and just be off the coast of South Carolina or off the East Coast in general. But let's go and let's look at the models real quick. Let's see what they have to show. We'll see what they have to say in terms of this. So here is tropical tidbits. And we're going to move this over here. As we go down into the southeastern United States, we're going to move this forward. We're just going to push it forward, see what this shows. It's just for the future. But, I mean, rain, thunderstorms, all these things are possible as we go to around like August the 14th through. And then there goes our hurricane, tropical storm just to our south and east. That's going to push upward, probably not impact South Carolina as much as, maybe like Hurricane Debbie or Tropical Storm Debbie did. But maybe even a nice dry period, maybe even between like the 17th going through the 18th and the 19th as well. We might have a little dry period in between there, the 20th and the 21st, maybe even the 22nd as well. We can start to see that rain start to pick back up. But then as we go through around the 26th, not really much on the 26th, but that's a bit too far out to talk about. So that's just our future, just for like the next 300 or so hours. Let's look at Invest 98L now. So here it is right here. Here's Invest 98L. Is right now trying to become more and more organized, and pretty much you can see the deep red, you can see almost the grays, the whites, the convection in this thing. It's heavy rain and it's trying to all organize together. And here is the hurricane models. Hurricane models have mostly agreed that it's going to try and curve its way back up. There are a couple of models that think that it's maybe going to try and curve a bit later, but right now most are saying that it's going to curve up and not really impact us as much as like rip currents maybe, and maybe even some small gusty winds, not much, but just some small gusty winds, not much. Here's the GFS ensemble, or the GFS. This shows pretty much a situation that we don't really have to be worried about. Again, Florida might have to, But in terms of the models right now, most are saying that it's going to curve up and go towards Nova Scotia, maybe even up there into just Canada, into the Canada regions as well. Here is the GEPS. This is the GEPS. This is the European ensemble right here. Is going to kind of go up, and then as it kind of pushes its way back up, it's going to try and just kick its way back towards even past Canada, like way well. I mean, not like the Nova Scotia regions, but just a bit northeastern portion of Canada. So again, not these aren't really showing too much in terms of effects for South Carolina. So we may be fine. We may be fine, but I still will be watching this just in case if something happens because it has been pushing a bit further west. So here's the intensity guidance as well. I know earlier we were talking about maybe like category 2. I know like the 12Z had like a category 4. It doesn't show that anymore. But right now, most models are saying it's going to max out at around a category 1, category 2, at least be a hurricane. But other than that, that's pretty much it in terms of model guidance. So I think that's it in terms of the tropics. I think we talked about pretty much everything. We showed the ensembles. I can show you guys the European one and the icon as well. I mean, the European one pretty much just shows this not even getting close to South Carolina, and then the icon as well. If we move it back a little bit, has it not really getting close to South Carolina either. So I think that we're good in terms of this storm. Still will be watching it though. But let's go and let's talk to the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Tonight we were a bit late, but we are still here. So I will still answer the comments that we have. So my cousin Thad says, hello, Joseph, hello. My Nana says, hello, Jay, hello. My other cousin says, hi, Joseph, hello. And then Miss Tolliver says, I'm late, but I'm here. Thank you so much for showing up. I hope that hurricane does come. I sure hope that hurricane does. I think you meant to say does not come to our area at all, but you put oh, no, doesn't. You did say doesn't. Okay. The little heart thing was behind, the thing. I couldn't see it. Hold on, let me pull it. See this little heart right there? That was kind of behind it, so I didn't see the isn't part on it. But yes, hopefully it doesn't. We still have some very flooded areas. So we still have a lot to work out. In terms of that, we need that to dry up before, if we do have to get another hurricane, which I mean it's possible. I mean it's never impossible. More likely than not. But still, I'd hope that it would come after all of this flooded rains is gone. But now let's talk about our San Antonio and Raleigh forecast. Let me get that. There we go. All right, let's get our San Antonio and Raleigh forecast up. And we're going to get them knocked out. But here is San Antonio right here. Let's talk about rain. We're just going to push it backwards. And I mean, no rain seems to be occurring as you get through around the 12th and the 11th. Let's see. As you go through tonight, you might get some rain tonight. As we go to around 10 o'clock p.m. or so. So we'll watch for that as well. You might get some rain like the next 30 minutes to an hour or so. So you might have to watch for that. In terms of temperatures, let me move this over here. Let's go to low temperatures for tonight. Low temperatures for tonight inside of San Antonio seems to be, if I was to make an assumption, I'd say like 70s, like the mid to high 70s, but that's without looking at the models. Let's see what the models say. They say the mid to high 70s, so I was right there, around 76, 77-ish. High temperatures tomorrow around 97. Low temperatures tomorrow seems to be around 74. And then around high temperatures, maybe around the mid to high 90s going into your Monday. Move up here towards Raleigh, North Carolina. Move this over here. And then in terms of low temperatures for tonight, low temperatures seem to be around 76. High temperatures tomorrow around 84, 85-ish. Low temperatures tomorrow around 74. And then around 83, 84, 85 for your high temperatures going into your Monday. In terms of precipitation for Raleigh, let's move this back. In terms of precipitation for Raleigh, let's move through tonight. As we move through tonight, not really a threat for any precipitation, but then as you go into tomorrow, you do have that threat, maybe around like the early afternoon, 1 to 2 p.m. for some showers and some thunderstorms to pop off. Then maybe again going to around 5, 6 o'clock-ish. And then after that, maybe a couple of drizzles after that, but right now it just seems to be the main threat tomorrow. I'd say in between like 1 to 6, 7 o'clock p.m. Watch out for thunderstorms in between that time. Let's talk about severe weather for both of y'all. I actually don't think it's really much. But as you go into tonight, Raleigh does have a minor risk of flooding tonight. Same thing with tomorrow. Nothing for day 4. Raleigh does have a day 4 risk, which is Tuesday. You have a chance on Tuesday to receive some minor flooding, and nothing for your day 5. On Wednesday, San Antonio has no risk for any type of excessive rainfall. In terms of severe weather, as we go into tomorrow, nothing for tomorrow, nothing for tonight, and nothing for day 3. So you're good in terms of all those days as well. I just saw a new chat come in. Let's read that real quick, and then we will end it off there. I need some of that. I need some of those temperatures here. I'll trade North Carolina a couple of my days. That's up to the people in North Carolina. I can't answer that for you. But hopefully they might try to trade with you in the future. But in terms of, like, in all seriousness though, high temperatures will probably still very, very high. Even as you go through like the next couple of weeks. I heard like at the end of August it could still be up to like 100 degrees still for high temperatures. I saw that in like eastern Texas, so it probably will be somewhere around 100 again, even at the end of August for high temperatures for San Antonio as we go into the end of August as well. So that's all that I have in terms of tonight. Let's go and see what's going on here. Nothing really going on, still at 192. So we're going to just head out. Make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button if you have not already. We're trying to get to 200 by the end of August. We're trying to get there by August the 31st. August the 31st, that is our last day to get to 200. Right now we are exactly 3 weeks. We have 21 days, exactly 3 weeks to make it to 200. I still think that we can do it. I still think that we can get to 208 subscribers in 21 days. That should be pretty easy. But you guys still do have to share it, even though it is easy. And maybe I could do it without shares, but still that would be very appreciated. But that's all that I have in terms of tonight. So hopefully everyone has a fantastic rest of y'all's Saturday. I'll be back tomorrow evening, because tomorrow is indeed Sunday, and I do not make morning videos on Sundays. So everyone have a fantastic rest of your Saturday.